Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the European Football All-Time channel. And today, welcome to my Game Week 5 Premier League predictions. I mean, we're on Game Week 5 already. It is going rapid. But yeah, Game Week 4 wasn't the best, was it, to be honest? But yeah, let's hope that this game week will be a lot better because we've got some big games, especially the big one on Sunday between City and Winnie. Sorry, I'm walking the dog as well. Yeah, between City and Arsenal. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, then. So the first game is the lunchtime kickoff tomorrow from the London Stadium, and it is West Ham against Chelsea. Now, obviously, this should be a very interesting game. Obviously, London derby. West Ham haven't started great. I mean, I did watch the game last week against Fulham. Winnie. Hold on, I'm walking the dog. Winnie. Mum. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm walking the dog, so gotta do two things at once. But yeah, Winnie, come on. Oh, for God's sake. I'll just stand there for a minute. Sure. There we go. She's coming up. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I was watching the Fulham West Ham game last week. I mean, Fulham, I thought were the better team in the first half. West Ham did look a bit better in the second half, but I just don't really know what's going on. I don't really know what's going on with West Ham at the moment. They don't really look themselves, do they? I mean, considering they've signed all these players, a new manager as well. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea obviously 1-0 win against Bournemouth. It wasn't the most convincing win for Chelsea. I thought Bournemouth were probably the better team for a large majority of the game. They had a lot of chances to score. Chelsea. But they had a lot of chances to score, Chelsea. And Bournemouth, had a lot of chances to score. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a tight game. I mean, West Ham, like I said, haven't started great. Chelsea have been alright. They could be better. But yeah, I think Chelsea are going to win this one. I've gone with a lot of goals in this game. So I've gone West Ham 2, Chelsea 3. And yeah, by the way, I do apologise if I keep getting distracted because obviously I'm walking Winifred, the dog. But anyway, so the next game is a Midlands derby, and it is Aston Villa versus Wolves. Now, I mean, these two do have a little bit of a rivalry. These games between Villa and Wolves are always quite tight and feisty. And yeah, I mean, come on, we're going this way, I think. No, we're not, we're going this way. No, we're going this way. I'm getting lost here. But yeah, I mean, like I said, these games, Villa Wolves, they're always quite feisty. You know, the fans always get, they always get lived up. They always get lived up, etc. And yeah, I mean, Wolves, it hasn't been the best start to the season. I mean, Wolves are currently, I think, in the relegation zone at the moment, so it has not been great at all from Wolves. I mean, the last game against Newcastle, I mean, two absolute screamers from Shaw and Barnes. But yeah, it hasn't been the start that Wolves would have wanted. Villa, I mean, obviously they beat Everton last week. Absolute rocket from John Duran, obviously, in the week. Obviously getting their first win back in the Champions League against Young Boys. I mean, Villa played very, very well in that game. I mean, it could have been about 5-0 to Villa if those goals would have stood. But for me, I think this is going to be one-way traffic. I think Villa are going to win. So my prediction is Aston Villa 3, Wolves 0. And the next game... Oh, there's the dog. But yeah, the next game is Fulham against Newcastle. Now, so I did watch Fulham and Newcastle last week. Fulham, I thought, like I said earlier, were very good in the first half, weren't as good in the second half, and yeah, Newcastle, I thought they probably were the better team against Wolves. But I mean, those goals from Barnes and Shaw were just outrageous. And yeah, I mean, again, I think it's going to be a tight game because I think Wolves going forward look quite good. I mean, Adama Traore started the season well. You've got, I mean, Isak, as well, scoring the goals. I mean, we don't know if it's actually going to be available for this game because I think he got like an eye injury or something against Wolves. That's why he went off at half time, I think. But yeah, I mean, as well, I've been really impressed as well with Anthony Robinson this season. I think he's been very, very good. So yeah, I mean, this could go either way. I think I think Fulham could win this. It could be a draw. Newcastle, it generally could be. It could be anything. I think it's a tough one to call, to be fair. But I have gone with a win for Newcastle. Whether Isak's going to be available or not, I think Newcastle will still get the 3 points. So my prediction is Fulham 1, Newcastle 2. And the next game is a big game at the King Power relegation dogfight. Speaking of dogs. But yeah, it is Leicester versus Everton. I mean, Everton. I mean, where do I start with them? 2 games in a row. 2-0 up. And they fucked it. 2 games in a row. I mean, in all fairness, Villa were very good. Villa were the better team against Everton. I mean, both goals from Everton were very good. Good goal from McNeil. Calvin with a good goal as well, but I mean, Everton fans, they're kind of getting sick and tired now of Sean Dyche. I mean, this is a game. This is a winnable game for Everton. Leicester are not great, obviously. I know last game against Palace was a good result for Leicester, but on paper, this is a game that Everton have a chance of winning. And if they don't, maybe it's time to go. To be honest, I think I did see that the board of Everton, I think they're backing Dyche or something, which very risky considering Everton. I think they've continued like 13 goals already, and it's only been 5 games. That's just not good enough. That's just not good enough at all, is it? But yeah, for me, I'm gonna say 2 things. Firstly, Jamie Vardy will score, and secondly, I think Wout Faes is going to have a masterclass, and Leicester are going to get their first win back in the Premier League. Everton are going to lose. So yeah, my prediction is 2-1 to Leicester. And the next game, we're going to Everton's rivals Liverpool as they face Bournemouth. As they take on Bournemouth. And obviously Liverpool a shock defeat last week, 1-0 against Forest. Liverpool were not great at all, but they did bounce back with a very convincing win, 3-1 against AC Milan in the Champions League. A very convincing win. Obviously Milan took the lead after 3 minutes, but after that it was just one-way traffic for the majority of the game. Bournemouth, obviously, like I said earlier, they were quite dominant against Chelsea, but just couldn't take their chances, to be honest. They just could not take their chances. But for me, Liverpool, they've got to win this one. Say sorry to the fans after that defeat against Forest. And yeah, I think they'll be fine, Liverpool. So I've gone 3-0 to Liverpool. Hopefully Luis Diaz will cook because he's in my fantasy team. But yeah. And the next game is another big relegation dogfight. And again, speaking of dogs, she's just running off. But yeah, it is Southampton versus Ipswich. Again, this should be a very, very scrappy game. Obviously, Southampton haven't started great. Defensively, leaking goals. Attackingly, not that great, to be honest. And yeah, for Ipswich, obviously they drew with Brighton. In all fairness, that is kind of a good result because Brighton were very good. They were probably the better team for pretty much the whole game. I mean, they had about 200 odd chances, but they just could not score for their lives at Brighton. But for me, I think there's a big opportunity for Ipswich to get their first win. And in all honesty, I think they are going to do it. Southampton can't defend. In honesty, honestly send Southampton back down to the Championship. They're not good enough for the Premier League. And for me, Kieran McKenna and Ipswich, there's going to be limbs in the away end. And Ipswich are going to win 2-0. And yeah, so the next game we have got Tottenham against Brentford. And obviously, I am a Spurs fan. And I did. If you don't follow me on Instagram, firstly, what are you doing? Go and follow my Instagram. European Football Time. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, of course, I did go to the Coventry game. Very poor. Very poor. An absolutely awful performance. I mean, how we won, I don't know, because we were absolutely awful. Absolutely awful we were. I mean, the Northern Derby as well. We were dominant in that game, but we just couldn't take our chances. But Coventry, I mean, oh my God, we were absolutely terrible. Obviously, Brentford gave City quite a good game, to be fair. So I think they beat Leyton Orient in the week as well, in the League Cup. But yeah, but this is a game we have got to get something out of. We've got to win this game, because this has been our worst start to a season in like 8 years. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with a draw. Brentford are winning. Where are you going? Going this way, you idiot. But yeah, it'll be a tough game. We've got to take our chance in this game. It has to happen, but will it? Probably not. So I'm going to go 1-1. Oh, 2 seconds. And I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'm literally nowhere near where I was last time. But yeah, anyway, the next game, it is the Saturday Night Football's Palace. Oh my God, it's a squirrel. Wow. But yeah, anyway, it's Palace against Manchester United. It's Man United. 2 seconds, let me just switch my hands around. But yeah, in all fairness, I think this should be an interesting game. When you got yourself stuck. Oh, hold on. But yeah, anyway, I think this should be an interesting game. You know, United, obviously, good win last week against Southampton. Probably again, they should be winning anyway, which they did, so yeah. Palace obviously drawing to last, obviously, not a result they would have wanted, but they didn't lose, so yeah. But I mean, I think this is, I think, again, like I said, I think this could be a close game. I think Palace can win it. United can win it. I think, again, like I said about Fulham earlier, I think this could go either way. So I think United are going to win, though. Will they win it convincingly? I don't think so. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 to Man United. And yeah, there's another dog, so anyway, so give me 2 seconds. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, and then that move on to the Super Sunday games. And the first one at 2, Brighton against Forest. Now, obviously, Forest with that massive win and a big win as they defeated Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield. What a win that was for Liverpool. Obviously, Brighton 0-0 against Ipswich. Lots of chances, but they could not put their chances away. Brighton, but this won't be an easy game for Brighton because Forest obviously went to Anfield with a game plan and it worked. If they do that exact game plan against Brighton, I think Forest could get something, but I'll see João Pedro. We'll have to see if he's going to be available or not for this game. Obviously, we don't know yet, but if he is, then maybe Brighton could win because he's been, and obviously in the last few seasons, he's been quite good. But yeah, I'm going I'm going to go with a draw. A Desmond, lots of goals, lots of action. Brighton 2, Forest 2 is my prediction for this game. And the final game, the best till last, early title decider as Manchester City take on Arsenal. Now, obviously, this should be a cracking game, hopefully. Obviously, we all know last year at the Etihad, it was a 0-0 draw. Arsenal came to the Etihad and parked the bus, and the game was very, very boring. Hopefully that won't happen this time around, but we'll have to find out, innit? I mean, City, they drew 0-0 with Inter in the week. Again, Inter just frustrating City. City just couldn't break through Inter. Inter just literally parked the bus for 90 minutes. For Arsenal, obviously, very boring game last night. 0-0 against Atalanta. Well, I didn't watch it, but I saw like the highlights match of the day and stuff. But the game looked very, very boring. Very, very boring indeed. But City are going to go for it 100%. So I think the outcome of this game depends how Arsenal play. Will Arsenal do what they did last year and park the bus? Or will they actually go for it this year? Again, we'll have to find out. We will have to find out, won't we? But yeah, I mean, hopefully Arsenal don't do it. Hopefully Arsenal don't do what they did, because if Arsenal actually want to win league titles, you got to go out. You got to go out. If Arsenal want to win the league, you can't be parking the bus against a title rival. Like, you can't. You just can't. You got to go out and beat the title rival. You need to go out and beat your title rivals to go win the league. Not park the bus and get a point. Because, again, that point costed Arsenal, because they didn't win the league, did they? But I'm gonna cut to the chase now. I'm getting to the prediction. I think Arsenal, they will go for it. Maybe Arteta learnt this lesson. So obviously, obviously, it was a good point for Arsenal, but again, it cost them the league. So maybe Arteta, his mind will be on the league, and maybe Arsenal might go for it. But I'm going to go 2-0 to Man City. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe. I do apologise if I have been getting a little bit distracted, because I am currently walking the dog at the moment. But yeah, see you next time.